Hello, good evening. Hey, Voynik, good to see you, man. Awesome to see you. Welcome, welcome. So, tonight we're going to get back into The 9 Powers of Women, Awakening the Divine Feminine Within by Anna Barreto. And we're getting into Chapter 6, The Power of Intuition. Intuition is seeing with a soul, unknown. Oh, you know what? I just realized sometimes I forgot to pull my microphone out. I'm gonna pull it out and Zan will do it. Boop. This little loop. Okie doke. Bam. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I just subbed back up to you, Voy. Okay. So chapter 6, Power of Intuition. Many consider intuition to be the best superpower a woman can have. Many women acknowledge that they felt it at one time or another and can understand the benefits of following it and the disappointment that comes with ignoring it. Every human being has intuition, yet many people ask, what is intuition and where does it come from? I like to explain intuition as a gift from God, the Creator, or whatever higher power you believe in. Intuition lives where our soul resides, which is not in the heavens. The force that beats our heart and pumps our lungs is the same energy that feeds the essence of our intuition. And because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, intuition is in us. I like to think that God took a long and deep breath, and on the exhale, he gave women the power of intuition. It was a moment of awe and inspiration. Then she looked at the work women signed up for and felt content that they had the tool to complete that enormous task. Intuition is a woman's partner. Hey, Brenda. Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you. Awesome. I've got this rattle in my throat. I'm already going to pause it for just one moment. I'll be right back. I know, Voi's in the building. Isn't it awesome? It's so cool. All right. Un momento. All right. So this is like this is like a Bigelow orange spice tea. It's still too hot, but I want to taste it. I can smell it. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, right? Cloves. I smell cloves. Ugh, it's too hot, but it's awesome. Okay. Hey, cheers. Welcome, Kimba. Welcome back, Voy. Awesome. Oh, okie doke. Intuition is a woman's partner. Intuition is a power born from our 6th energy center or third eye. The 6th chakra of the body is located above the nose bridge between the eyebrows. It begins to develop around our 6th birthday, and it's energized by the color indigo or royal blue and the light element. The 6th power of women is a divine one that gives us the ability to interpret energy. This energy center is responsible for supplying wisdom that we can't logically explain. It piggybacks on the heart center to help us process meaning. We didn't ask for this gift, but it's for our benefit. It gives us an increased level of awareness beyond what the eyes can see. If we choose to listen, intuition is the universe shining a light on our dark perceptions with clear and straightforward direction. Intuition is also our connectivity with the spirit world, and I don't mean ghosts. However, people who communicate with spirits have a more sophisticated intuition than our already fantastic one. I know that this may sound a bit woo-woo, but intuition is your ability to interpret the invisible world, and with practice, you can do what psychics do. The natural intuitive nature of women is why we wake up before the baby cries at night, can sense when our children are in trouble, feel suspicions in our bones, and have premonitions that turn out to be true. When we connect with our intuition, we elevate our power to the wind. The age of Aquarius. Men have intuition too, of course, but their left brain dominance makes it harder for them to recognize the messages that their soul is trying to convey. Moreover, they often need concrete proof. So in many instances, they dismiss the guidance they receive, looking for logic rather than trusting their intuition, which some identify as a gut feeling. Ooh, we were talking about the gut feeling today at work. It's cool. Left brain dominant women also struggle with assessing their intuition. People with this brain People with this brain dominance tend to compartmentalize their world, see things in black and white terms, and see a scientific explanation for abstract events that can't be explained in laboratories. But there is hope for everyone. With practice, assessing, or I think it's accessing our intuition can become second nature. Even skeptical individuals benefit from improving their awareness of the world. To clarify, women and men both use their right and left brains all day long, switching back and forth appropriately. But women tend to spend more time using the right side of their brains, which is associated with creativity, emotions, and intuition. Men who spend most of their time in the left brain are more analytical, logical, and objective. Being left or right brain dominant is not good nor bad. One side isn't better than the other. The critical point here is that we all need to connect with our intuition, and we have numerous opportunities every day to do that. Yeah. Ooh, it's so good and hot. It's too hot, but it's so good. I didn't put any honey in this one. But man, it would be really good with honey. I have a lot of this tea left. This is exciting. Ugh. Intuition is born. We are all born with a vast capacity level for intuition. It may seem that the level of intuition we develop around our 6th birthday begins to decrease in late childhood, early adolescence, but it doesn't. Intuition never reduces its essence. What decreases is our degree of connection with it, which impacts our ability to sense it clearly. Intuition is always available. When we're disconnected from our true source, we can't hear its guidance. It's similar to hearing a radio station. If the dial is between stations, out of sync, we can't hear the songs. The intuition, or rather, in intuition terms, we can't access the messages that our intuition is trying to tell us. It's like the dial is between stations, but if we adjust it slightly to the left or right, we can hear. The most common way we decrease our connection with our vast intuition is when our environment sets us up to change the dial, even though we instinctively know it isn't the right thing to do. Our parents, teachers, and other influential adults begin to discredit our intuitive power with lies or beliefs that aren't aligned with our truth. They don't mean to, but it happens often. Yeah. Innocently, we begin to deteriorate our connection with the power of intuition. The way intuition is experienced in our daily lives is simple. We feel the truth with our heart, and our third eye interprets what we feel. In less than a microsecond, it organizes an understanding and gives guidance on how to act. We just know what we know, and this is pure, unobstructed intuitive power. It's clear sentience. Because intuition is energy, it doesn't recognize space and time as the way of experience. Intuition can be in multiple places, or rather spaces and times at once. That's why we're guided to take an umbrella, even though rain isn't in the forecast, or we have an impulse to call a friend out of the blue and find out they were about to contact us. Most parents have no intention of destroying or diminishing their children's intuition, but they do it anyway. When I began dating after my divorce, I decided not to get my children involved in my romantic relationships until I was sure I was serious about someone. I dated a man for about a year who occasionally would come to my house parties. My friends and family knew we were dating, but not my children. My oldest daughter, Erica, was 7 years old at that time, and every time my boyfriend showed up, she was mean or rude to him. One day, she opened the door for him and asked, "What are you doing here?" in an aggressive 7-year-old kind of tone. Another time, at the end of a house party, when most guests were gone, she said to him in an authoritative voice, "Are you still here? When are you leaving?" Oh my gosh. Oh, the mouths of babes. Uh, Erica's intuition told her that my boyfriend and I were more than friends, even though I denied her intuition. She felt threatened by his presence, which is very typical for children of divorced parents. Unfortunately, back then, I wasn't as aware of this as I am today. I only told my children about the relationship because I learned that parents teach children to lie by lying to them. I didn't want my children to lie. Becoming honest about dating also helped them to trust their intuition. Another way to diminish our connection to intuition is by staying too busy. Both children and grown-ups disconnect from their intuition when they're tired, overworked, and burned out. Having downtime helps us to be still and access higher levels of intuition. How do we know we have intuition? Some people don't believe in intuition at all. Instead, they seek proof or hard evidence of its function, and because we can't poke intuition in the eyes with our finger, they say it doesn't exist. However, we can deny the mystery behind the power of intuition if we ignore the miracles we experience and label them as coincidences. I have to read that again. I don't think I understood it. However, we can deny the mystery behind the power of intuition if we ignore the miracles we experience and label them as coincidences, right? Because there are no coincidences, like ever. As you read about the power of intuition and do some of the exercises, you will begin to feel a change in your connection with it. What you may have experienced as intuition will become less of a mundane experience and blossom into a divine intervention of your spirit in your experience. Quite a few people believe that intuition is no more than signals we pick up in our brains. Many years ago, I told my boss's boss that I knew when I would close a sale or not. She said that I was just picking up signals from the conversation with the clients. Although that's possible, I knew it was more than that. I would already feel the energy around my clients early on in the initial meetings. Often, I would hear guidance to wait a day, offer this, or accept that. People who were abused in childhood tend to have high intuition when they become adults. Trauma causes increased sensitivity and improves our ability to use intuition. This is because of the child's need for protection and survival. They learn early on to interpret energy through intuition. How we use our intuitive power is up to us. But there's a vast difference between being vigilant, using intuition for survival, and thriving and seeking opportunities. Our intuition will warn us of danger, but filtering life through our intuition for survival will condition our power to look for trouble instead of sorting for happiness sorting for happiness and success. I'm going to read that whole big sentence again. Hey, Therasia, welcome in. Awesome. Happy Friday. It's Friday, yeah. Freya Day. Like, I was able to get more that time. Mm. Oh, orange pioke. I think that's what it's called. Is that how you say that? Okay. That whole sentence. I was going to read it again. Where is it? Our intuition will warn us of danger, but filtering life through our intuition for survival will condition our power to look for trouble instead of sorting for happiness and success. When you diligently look for something, you will always find what you're looking for. So it's best to use our power of intuition for thriving. I've worked with a woman who had been mistreated as a child for being very poor. Schoolgirls constantly teased Gloria for wearing the same clothes to school for consecutive days. She shared with me that she had only two sets of clothes. She was ashamed and tired of the abuse, so she often ate her lunch alone at the back of the school, away from everyone, to minimize contact with people. Gloria didn't make many friends and felt inferior to the other students. She was never invited to birthday parties, but she knew she couldn't afford to buy gifts for others anyway. One time, the teachers got together, collected some money, and bought Gloria new clothes. She rushed home to try them on and show her mother, but her mom felt insulted and made her return the clothes. The next day, Gloria told the teachers that her mother said she didn't need the clothes. Gloria didn't go to her prom either because she didn't have a dress to wear. One teacher offered to lend her a dress, but she felt she had to refuse because of her mother. I began to work with Gloria when she was in her late 50s. She was distraught when she shared a work when she dis- excuse me. She was distraught when she shared a work incident where she believed her boss discriminated against her. It all started when her boss praised two of her coworkers for a well-done job and didn't praise her. Gloria's coworkers usually didn't perform as well as she did. She was considered to be a top performer in her unit. Gloria was beside herself during our conversation, assuming that her boss didn't like her and may have something against her. She was close to tears when she talked about it. She'd been in the company for some years, and even though her boss always treated her well and gave her good reviews, she couldn't understand what he had against her. When we explored the event together, it was clear that Gloria's level of upset didn't match the events she described. So I asked her to look into her past and find a time when she wasn't as valued as someone else. That's when she told me her childhood story. Gloria's experiences in childhood led her to feel inferior as an adult. She was still vigilant and sorting through life events that would trigger her feelings of lack. Her intuition stalled, so she wasn't reacting to her boss's forgetfulness or lack of praise so much as to her childhood feelings of being bullied and judged for being poor. This wasn't the first time Gloria misinterpreted other people's behavior. Some of you may conclude that her intuition betrayed her, but intuition is always our ally. When we're stressed, we disconnect from the truth and instead connect with what we know. In Gloria's case, what anyone would call intuition was actually her unprocessed wounds. We must understand that not every voice we hear is the voice of our intuition. No one can access their power of intuition when they go into fight or flight mode. When we become stressed, we use our wounds as lenses. Our vision becomes narrowed, and we can't see our way out of a paper bag. It's a natural response. The negative voice committee in our heads amplifies our wounds. In those moments, intuition has no room to work its magic. It's important to know that when we use the power of intuition appropriately, it will warn us of danger, even though we aren't purposefully looking to avoid trouble. It naturally does it for us. One way to confirm if what you feel is your intuition or wound is by asking yourself, if this me, or rather, is this me or is this you? Intuition, guidance, higher power, etc. question mark. You will always receive the answer. If you don't hear it, then it's you, and you're working from your wounds. Feel free to ask yourself in your head or out loud. There is a sense of knowing the answer. I like that. The best use of the power of intuition is to thrive. Having an intention to succeed helps you be mindful of your intuition and pay attention to what you want. Then, you can access your intuition at a moment's notice. All you need is to ask. Asking thriving questions will filter life for success. Asking surviving questions will screen life for pain. Would you rather have success or pain? Using intuition for success. Let's agree that you would like to use your intuition for success, and success could be considered any positive outcome you want for any area of your life. To begin, you will need to convince yourself of your innate intuition. One way to confirm your intuition is to ask yourself, am I intuitive? Even logical people can do that and wait for an answer. If your answer is no, please go back and reread this chapter from the beginning. You missed some important key points. On the other hand, if your answer is maybe, I think so, or yes, that means you heard your intuitive voice. You may have begun to recognize that your intuition is coming through your self talk, but not all self talk is your intuition, of course. Again, how do you know the difference? Your intuition doesn't put you down, it only shares the truth. Some self talk is the voice of fear, your parents' voice, your critical self, and your wounds. Take a breath and count from 1 to 5 in your head. That voice has the tone of your intuition. Try again to learn to recognize how you can discern your intuition from the other voices. There is no emotional charge when your intuition is talking. It's simple and will use short sentences with directions that are indisputable. Also, the voice of our intuition is peaceful and calm. It's easy to tell if you know how peace and tranquility feel. This voice doesn't push, fight, or judge. It doesn't focus on the problem. Instead, it offers guidance. It inspires and motivates. Please spend some time identifying your intuition's tone and message. It will serve you well. I wonder if our intuition laughs at us. I've sort of been laughing at myself sometimes. I actually pulled the bed covers up over my head last night, remembering an embarrassing moment, like I wasn't even in control of my arms, and like anybody, nobody was even in the room with me. I just like, I was like, I like melted. I was like, oh no, I, I did that. I did that. Oh God. But I also have been laughing at some of because I don't know, extreme emotions of any kind. They're funny. They're funny. They're hilarious, dude. And like not maybe when you're going through them, but when you look back at them and it seems so it was like so intense. Like, and I'm not belittling the things that I've gone through or that you've gone through. I'm talking about laughing at my own self, right? Yeah. But too, when I was like cowering under my covers for a couple of seconds, I was like, it's okay, it's all right, What can I learn from this? Oh, shit. Okay. Where are we in here? Ooh, yeah, that was a great double ear pop. We're asking questions, right? It will serve you well. The next step to using the power of intuition for your success is learning to ask thriving questions. These are questions that will move you forward. For example, asking, what do I want to eat for dinner? Is better than, do I want to eat fish for dinner? The first question is a thriving question because it doesn't limit your choices. Here is another example. Ask the question, where is the perfect job for me? Instead of, is this a good job for me? The first question will get you more guidance instead of a yes or a no answer. You may hear the advice to stay a little longer in the current job before looking for another. Do you see a slight difference? Avoid questions with absolutes such as, Is she discriminating against me? Or is he cheating? Instead, ask, what is the best attitude I can take right now? This type of question will give you complete guidance. Also, remember, when you are upset or discouraged, you will need to elevate your emotions to calm yourself before fully a- accessing your power of intuition. The third step to using your power of intuition for success is to trust the guidance you receive. You are strong enough to listen to what your spirit knows. Oh, wait, this is a question. Are you strong enough to listen to what your spirit knows is best for you? Yesterday when I was leaving Dixie's, I had this thought in my head. I was like, oh, did I lock her front door? I should go back and check. And I was like, no, I'm positive I locked it. It's good. And I like drove on, and then the thought crossed my mind again right when I got the end of her lane, and I was like, should I go back? I was like, no, I know I locked it. I should have gone back. And not because of that. It was my intuition trying to talk to me, because I get a call from Dixie at like 12:30 at night last night, and there was something missing off of her porch. And when we were talking on the phone, she found it. And yeah, she can't go and get that. I could have done it right then for her, you know? Who knew that that was my intuition talking? But when she called me, I was like, dude, that is why I had that random thought. Anyways, intuition. But I thought I was doubting myself too, because I knew that I had locked that door. Anyways, whatever. I wish I'd gone back. But you know what, though? Even if I had gone back, she didn't even know at that point in time. Who knows? Who knows? It all worked out, right? Nothing's a coincidence. Can you trust your intuition? That's this next section. The biggest impediment to fully benefiting from our power of intuition is trusting what we receive. We don't trust our intuition because the message isn't always the answer we want to hear. Even when we suspect the answer, it's hard for us to take action when the advice goes against what we wanted to do. For example, Margaret's intuition about her boyfriend is that she needs to end the relationship. She has been considering it for weeks, but she doesn't want to be alone. So she finds excuses for his lack of commitment and disregard for her feelings. Every time she receives a nudge to end the relationship, she finds something to distract her. One of the most extraordinary things about intuition is that it comes and goes without our asking. Margaret may ignore the first glimpses of her boyfriend's behavior, but the next time he shows a lack of commitment or consideration, she will pay a little closer attention than the time before. Over time, she'll build the courage to take action. The power of intuition is also patient. It will repeatedly give you the same message until you take action or the universe pushes you to the outcome. That's when Margaret's boyfriend will leave. That's when Margaret's boyfriend will leave her for someone else or abandon the relationship without notice. When she's sad and angry, not so much about the end of the relationship, but about how it ended, she will remember the many nudges she received from her intuition. Next time, she'll understand that she had the opportunity to walk out of the relationship instead of being pushed in such a painful way. Similar things happen with jobs, homes, and friendships. If you follow your intuition from the start, you'll reduce your pain. Boom. Man, those are some wise words. Life conditioning, the patterns, reprogramming. If you have a hard time trusting your intuition, go back to the Power of Confidence chapter and reread it. Some women will need additional help trusting that inner voice, and the power of confidence will do the job. As I said earlier, the soft, brief, calm, subtle voice of your intuition comes when you're not stressed. Sometimes the voice of intuition may show up in your mind a bit out of context. For example, you may be cooking dinner and have a thought to call your Aunt Claire. Claire. Aw. You pause to call and find out that she has been in the hospital. You may get up in the morning and think about checking your credit card. There's no reason for it, but when you follow your intuition, you find out that someone used it without your authorization. People have similar examples with taking an umbrella, getting gas before the tank is empty, buying a book, and taking a different highway home. Later, they find out that those innocent, unexpected actions saved them time, money, and trouble. Your intuition will not only rescue you from trouble, but will also help you succeed. One of the best house purchases I ever made was the result of guidance to stay with my final offer and stop any communications for 3 days. I purchased the house, spent $85,000 in renovations, and sold it 5 years later for $270,000 more than I paid. Boom! Awesome, go Anna, go! The intuitive guidance we receive doesn't always come in regard to big things. It could lead us to a parking space in the mall during the holidays or a bargain purchase online. The key is to know we have it, be open to receiving and following it when we get it. When intuition happens to me, dudette. My dad said that all the time. I love that one. I would say, dude, and he would say, dudette. Yum. It's drinkable. It's so hot. So when intuition happens to me, one day I was on my way to work and I had the sudden thought to take some of my Women, Rice, and Beans books that were inside a box in my office. I didn't listen. That afternoon, I talked to a possible client, and the conversation about meditation came up. I felt the impulse to give her one of my books, but I didn't have any with me. At that moment, I realized that I had been guided to take the books earlier, but I had ignored my intuition. Another time, as I was leaving on a business trip, I had the intuition to take a snack with me. I stopped at the door, turned around, and grabbed 2 protein bars. On my way back home, my flight got delayed and I almost missed my connecting flight. There was no time to get something to eat at the airport, and there was no food served on the plane. My protein bars saved the evening. People have used their intuition to close large deals, avoid financial losses, buy profitable stocks, end marriages, etc. My intuition manifests for me all the time. It can happen to you too, and you can certainly use a spiritual ally. Body, Mind, and Wisdom School. Here are 4 ways you can improve your power of intuition. 1. Practice it. One of the practices that will increase your intuition is taking action when you receive guidance and acknowledging it, and acknowledging that it was divine guidance. It isn't difficult to hear your intuition. The challenge we all experience is to trust it enough to act on it. Once you begin to pay attention to the guidance you receive and confirm the benefit of acting on it, your relationship with your intuition will become better than you ever imagined. It will be the best ally on your path to success. Remember, your intuition is like a muscle that needs to be exercised. And the way you exercise it is by taking action on the little nudges you receive. It's that simple. That's what made me decide to start reading online and learn tarot. The other day I misplaced my keys and I was just like so pissed at myself because I always put them in the exact same place so I don't misplace them. Because I used to have a problem with it. And so I was like, dude, where are my keys? Oh my gosh. And I really needed to go to the bank. And I'm starting like freaking out sort of inside, and like I'm all pissed off and I'm just like, oh my god, where can they be? And like then I calmed it down I realized that I need to just take a deep breath and be like, dude, you know that they have got to be in your apartment with you, and it's going to be logical where they are. And then I just like started praying. I was like, please, 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 spirit, please, universe, please, God, please help me find these keys. I really need to go to the bank. And I was like, I'll calm down. I know I'll find it. I went and I got myself a drink, and I made myself some hot tea. And then when I came back in here, I was like, boom, where's that coat I was wearing? It's actually this one. I think I walked down all casually and was into something else in my brain. And when I got back up here, I just took it off and I found it right away. And then as soon as I put my hand in the pocket and I found my key, and I was just so thankful and happy, then I was just like overjoyed by thankfulness because I prayed for help. The thought came, I found it like within I don't know, a minute or two of all of that. And then I just like, I don't know, I did like crazy happy dancing, and I I I just feel really thankful about that. Anyways, what she just described, I did that just earlier I think that was actually, shoot, time's so funny since I was sick. I don't know when that was. It was recent. I think it was while I was sick. Anyways, yeah, the thankfulness. It's important too. Man, okay. Okay. Yum. So yeah, it's that simple. We hear, we trust, we act, we acknowledge. When you act on your intuition and see the outcome, you improve your power. The more you see the connection between the sudden thought, intuition, and action, outcome, the more intuitive you'll become. You can start practicing your intuition with simple questions about whether you need an umbrella or where you can find the best parking spot. But I would like you to stretch yourself a little by asking for guidance on something big or something troubling you. The way you ask for guidance is just by being quiet and unfazed by the events around you. First, meditate, pray, excuse me, or do some spiritual practice, such as concentrated breathing. Then, ask yourself the question and listen for the answer. Initially, you will likely doubt what you hear. Was that your imagination? If that happens, ask again. When I ask for guidance for something with an outcome that I'm highly invested in, I ask myself, is this me or is this you, divine guidance? And I hear a clear answer. Sometimes it's me, and sometimes it's my intuition. Yeah, it's that little mailbox slot. McCusick, Eileen Day McCusick. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Once you confirm, once you confirm, be willing to follow through even if it isn't the direction you want to go. Remember, the tone of your intuition and the guidance it gives you will be soft and clear. Also, check it with your confidence. Know that if you're avoiding taking action on the guidance you hear, it may be that you're afraid, but your intuition will never betray you. 2. Meditate daily. Meditation is food for your soul. I encourage you to do it daily and not just once in a while when you become desperate for groundedness and a clear mind. Begin a meditation practice where you set a time every day to quiet your mind. We improve our intuition by feeding the opportunities to be still with a purpose. Remember that it will be challenging to hear the soft voice of your intuition when you're rushing from one task to another, speeding through life as if it expires at 8 p.m. One of the benefits of meditation is that you will become less reactive to the busyness around you and the unplanned events that add a few lines to your to-do list. When you're less reactive to your environment, your intuition will surface easily despite any type of day you've had. Excuse me. Yeah. You can do a 5-minute meditation. Visit http://www.ana-bareto.com/ meditations to download it and other easy guided meditations. Shoot, I have to cough. Boop. 3. Use your throat chakra. I consider this practice to be the golden nugget of accessing your intuition because it allows you to call on your intuition at a moment's notice and find true expression. Using the power of authenticity, located in the throat chakra, can help you reach your intuition and bypass any feelings that may be influencing you to not hear or follow it. Sometimes we're afraid of being judged by others, and that fear blocks our intuition. Other times, we anticipate people's reactions, interfering with what we could hear from our intuition. First of all, if you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or burned out, you will need to improve your energy by breathing deeply and slowly for at least 3 long and slow breaths. This will signal your body to relax. If you can't relax with 6 to 9 deep breaths, do the nostril breathings in suggestion 4. Once your body energy improves, close your eyes, take a few long breaths through your nose, and place the 4 fingers from your dominant hand on the front middle of your throat, just below your chin. As your throat energy center, this is your throat energy center responsible for the truth. Breathe 2 more times with your fingers on your throat and ask out loud your questions for your intuition. Listen for the first thought that comes into your head. You may ask the same question again to confirm your answer. If you don't hear, sense, or know the answer, you may still be stressed or anxious. Do the nostril breathing practice listed below. Take some time away from the issue and try again the following day or when you first wake up in the morning. Often, people hear the answer, but if it isn't the answer they want, they say the practice isn't working. Remember that your intuition is on your side. Be willing to follow it because it wants to connect you with the larger part of you. 4. Alternate nostril breathing. This helped me so much before. Emoji King shared this with me, and yeah, it's great. It really helped calm me down. I'm so thankful. So 4, alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing will help your body relax in 10 to 15 minutes and make it easier for you to access your inner guidance. You can also use this practice to relax when you feel angry, anxious, or have a panic attack. Find a place and time where you won't be interrupted for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Sit comfortably with your back straight, if possible. You can select calm spa-like music to help you relax or go into the bathroom stall for privacy if you're in a public space. Close your eyes, feel the air around you, and take a few regular breaths. 1. Using your right hand, close your left nostril with your pointing finger and breathe in through your right nostril. Using your right hand, close your left nostril with your pointer finger. Boom. All right. 2. Close your right nostril with your thumb. Release the left nostril and breathe out through your left nostril. So, okay. Release the left nostril. Breathe out through your left nostril. Yeah. 3. Breathe in through the left nostril. Close your left nostril with your pointing finger and breathe through your right nostril. 4. Repeat this pattern for at least 3 to 5 minutes. 5. Redo the practice, but this time, take a brief pause between each inhale and exhale. 6. Repeat this pattern for at least 3 to 5 minutes. 7. After some practice, do the steps without using your fingers. Ooh. Note, it's always best to start the practice using your fingers, even if you know what to do. 2 additional points come to mind as we close the chapter about your power of intuition. 1. Intuition does not impact outcomes. Intention does. 2. Intuition warns and guides us, and your intuition sets the path. Your power of intuition was never meant to be everything, so don't place all of your eggs in one basket. However, your powers are always available to you to help you improve the overall quality of your life. Having a clear intention of what a great life looks, feels, and tastes like will help you live it day by day with the help of your intuition. All day long, your energy expands and contracts. When we appreciate someone, it expands. When we criticize, it contracts. When we see beauty, it expands. When we see fault, it implodes. Because of this yo-yo energy, your intuition reaches you several times a day. Be sure to make time to love, laugh, care, create, be quiet, generous, kind, friendly, and look for any positive emotions throughout the day. Then, you can use your power of intuition to improve the quality of your life. Your relationship with your intuition will grow over time when you hear and trust its guidance. So remember to always say thank you out loud or under your breath when you recognize the power of intuition at work in your life. When you acknowledge guidance, more guidance will come through. Boom. That's it. That's the end of the chapter. That was great. All right, so the next time we go live with this, we're doing chapter 7, The Power of Beauty. Beauty is not in the face. Beauty is a light in the heart. Boom. Khalil Gibran. Kahlil, and then Gibran. So thank you everyone, and I hope you're having great starts into your weekends. Whew, yeah, let's listen to our inner voice. We've got the full moon in Aries on Sunday, the warrior moon. Yeah, bursts of energies to bust moves. Confidence. Cool, the culmination of things. It's a good time for releasing. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, Brenda. And thanks everyone for who comes whenever. And I will see you sooner than later, I'm sure. So have an awesome night. Mwah. I'll see you then. Thank you so much.